Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. Got Mike? Yes, we got Mike. We got levels. Do we have good numbers? Yeah, things look good. Look good. Hey Doc. So Steve, thank you, Steve, so much. Steve, I consider it an early birthday present, so thank you so much. Steve sent me apparently 2 books. Steve sent me 2 books. For some reason, when I went to my mailbox today, they handed me one box. Check this out, The World of the Witcher. It's a recent compendium. Recent. It came out this year. It has so much stuff in it. It's written from the perspective of Dandelion and some of Dandelion's helpers. The whole book, it's about 150 pages, and it has awesome stuff. I know this isn't in color, but it has, like, the wraiths. It has detailed breakdowns of the wraiths. Oh my god, it's awesome. It looks so cool. So cool. Let me see if I can give you another good example here, even in black and white. Well, here, it's sort of in this format. So you've got a lot of art and a lot of text, and it's written from, again, from Dandelion's perspective. So it has all the flavor. The game, the world, the books. Steve, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And apparently 2 packages, and they only handed me 1. And I just called the UPS store where I have my business mailbox. 4 times they're not answering. Their answering machine doesn't even say UPS store. Sounds like someone's cell phone answering machine. Anyways, I will go back there tomorrow and find out. I got those 2 tracking numbers saved. Thank you so much. I don't know where that went astray with the second one, but Portal Stories Mel, that was awesome. That was awesome. Who had fun with that yesterday? I had a great time with that. And this is going to be changing gears big time. Big time here today. Here, let me put the book someplace safe. Let's see, is this gonna be on camera? No. All right. Did you finish Mel? Yes. Finished about a half hour late yesterday. Baltimore. Went about a half hour over. Finished Mel. I didn't believe it right up till the very end. I didn't believe we were really at the end. It was good. That was a lot of fun. Before we start this, no worries. I'm sorry that AJ Films wasn't around. When AJ showed up earlier in the week and found out we had already played part of it, AJ was the one who suggested it. I think he was disappointed that he wasn't around for that, and I thought he was going to be around for the rest of it. Happy Back to the Future Day! Oh, BD Gray, hey, what's up? I read your comment without noticing who said it. My fail. BD Gray, what's up? So, Dead Synchronicity, I don't know a lot about. We'll talk a little about it, I guess. But tomorrow, we'll talk more about this tomorrow, but I want to talk even now, a little bit now. I want to talk just a little bit about Life is Strange, and I want to talk a little bit about next week before we get started here. I'm hoping this game will fit nicely into the time slot. I'm not sure exactly what I would want to do if it runs late. I am a little tired. I didn't sleep well last night. I don't want to run late tonight. I need to sleep tonight and sleep tomorrow night. Life is Strange, playing tomorrow. I can't wait. Can't wait. I hope we can make it through without spoilers. They're already starting to float around on the net, I'm sure. I don't know how long that episode is. Has anyone played it already? Does anyone know about how long episode 5 of Life is Strange is? I'm hoping that fits in a 6-hour time slot as well. There's no way we're leaving that one hanging. We're playing that one tomorrow all the way through. Do I have insomnia? I might, since I started streaming. I've been doing better lately. Before I changed the schedule, I was having a lot of nights like that. Go to bed by midnight, toss and turn until 5, 6 in the morning. It was horrible. It's been much better. I've been doing much better, sleeping much better. Hey, Kath, what's happening? Baltimore, it came out on Monday night or Tuesday morning, so yesterday. Yeah, it was pretty much out less than 48 hours. So I'm wondering how long it is. I'm guessing it'll fit in a 6-hour time slot. I sure hope it does. If someone has played it and says it's longer, like 7 hours, I would probably want to start early. I would start early tomorrow if I can. Start early and make sure that gets done. I don't want to leave it hanging. That one, we're not leaving hanging. Friday, Alan Wake, 24 hours. If Alan Wake finishes before the 24 hours, we've got Alan Wake American Nightmare. But hold that thought. Hello. How are you doing? Hope everyone's doing well today. So, okay, time slots next week. This is really what I wanted to talk about. Got some suggestions. We talked about a few things yesterday. Maybe pairing up Daylight and Among the Sleep, two very, very short games for one of the 6-hour streams. I'm not sure I want to do that. Two reasons. I don't think I want to play Daylight. Don't think I want to play Daylight. We're doing Outlast and Alien Isolation next week. I don't think I want to do another survival horror next week. I think that's too much. It's overload. Okay, bye for now. Later, BDG. Hey, Fairness. How you doing? Welcome. So Fairness has heard of this game. So here's what I'm thinking for next week, and I want to know if you like this idea. Wednesday and Thursday, 2 6-hour streams. Has anyone seen the Capcom Humble Bundle that started a week ago? Has anyone seen that awesome bundle? Did I check out Papa and Yo? IR Dumbs, I have already checked out Papa and Yo in the past. I have not played it. I know the game you're talking about. I saw that you saved a note for me on that. It's definitely not a Halloween game. We're not going to be playing Papa and Yo next week. Maybe sometime. But I don't think we're going to play Daylight, and I don't think we're going to play Among the Sleep next week either. Here's what I put on the schedule, and I'm not sure it'll work. This is why I need feedback from you. What I put on the schedule was from that Capcom bundle, Resident Evil 4. Resident Evil 4. What do you think about that? Here's the catch. It's kind of long. I've never played it, but it's somewhere between 12 and 30 hours. Somewhere between. 12 hours is kind of a rushed play from what I'm reading. And that's what we would have. We'd have 12 hours. We'd have 12 hours. So here's what I would need. Here's the experiment I'm thinking about for next week. Hey, Yankee Swordsman. I'm thinking about we do a full-on backseating playthrough. If I do Resident Evil 4 next week on Wednesday and Thursday, I don't want it to be unfinished. I'm not changing the Halloween 24-hour stream. That's Alien Isolation. So, we would have to get it done in 12 hours. Get it done. How could we get Resident Evil 4 done in 12 hours when I've never played it and I play things at a leisurely pace? Unless you speedrun it. Well, what I'm hearing is speedruns are 2 to 3 hours, and a 12-hour playthrough is kind of a rushed playthrough. If we went with full back seating, I mean, if we just turn on the tips, if you all suggest a good course of action, I already have. How did she not? Shitty timing. A client just sent me a text message. Hi, can you email me a receipt? They should have a receipt from days ago. He's gonna have to wait to get an answer, let alone a receipt. I don't want to deal with that right now. Anyways, I might have to take it off the schedule. Maybe that was a bad idea. Resident Evil 4 would be a lot of fun. But it's longer than the time we have unless we play it quickly. But that's what I would need, Altamore. I would need exactly that. If I do that, I would not... It might be blind story-wise for me, but I would want all those tips. No, here's how you get your health up. No, you don't want to use that weapon. No, here's where you go for ammo. Oh, save that. No, you combine those things. I would want all of it. If we do Resident Evil 4, I will need your help to get through it in 2 days, in 12 hours total. 12 hours total. Do you think we can do it? With your help and my fails, do you think we can get through Resident Evil 4 in 12 hours next week? If so, we're gonna try it. If not, we'll change the plan. You already have some tips right now. Well, it's a little early for that. Exactly. Gameplay tips, but no story tips. I don't want you to tell me what's coming in the story, but you know, I have no major investment in it either. It's not gonna bust my chops if a few of those story bits get out But what I would need is exactly, Altamore, everyone needs to band together and get ready to help Jay. You think we can do it? All of us together? You think we can get Resident Evil 4 done in 12 hours next week? Let's do it. All right, that's about what I wanted to hear. So you all need to be there. Next week, Tuesday, we're doing Outlast. That's the 12-hour stream. And here's what I'm thinking. If Outlast doesn't take 12 hours, and we finish Outlast in 8 hours or something like that, we'll start Resident Evil 4 on Tuesday. So it's on the schedule for Wednesday and Thursday. Lady Tammy, hello. Armored Rainbow isn't so sure. IR Dubs won't be able to help out, but I believe you guys can do it. I just want to prepare you all for the possibility that on Thursday we don't have Resident Evil 4 finished, and I don't want to leave it hanging, but I'm not going to start the Halloween stream with that. We're doing Alien Isolation, start to finish. So I just want to throw that out there. If you're all down, we'll do it. I will need your help big time. There's no chance in hell of my getting through that in 2 days. I would need your help. If you don't keep dying. Well, Altamore, I've never played Outlast either. About 5 minutes of it I've played, so there's a good chance I will keep dying. But maybe I can get some help with that too. We'll see. You finished it in 2 hours and 47 minutes. Well, I think it's a decent plan. I won't finish Outlast in 3 hours, but we've got 12. If Outlast doesn't take 12, we'll start Resident Evil 4 on Tuesday, and then we'll do it Wednesday, Thursday, and I think that'd be a nice break. Start the week with survival horror, end the month and the week with survival horror. All right, so here's what we've got today. We've got Dead Synchronicity. Tomorrow Comes Today. Fairness has heard of this. I don't think anyone else has heard of this. I picked it up. Great. I picked it up recently when it was on sale, but I didn't know what I was getting. The name really appealed to me. I was looking for games to play in October, and it appealed to me. It's supposed to be very dark. It's supposed to be very upsetting at times. I don't know how upsetting it's going to be. We're going to find out together. And I think we can get it done in this stream. I've been rambling already for, 15 minutes, but we've got 6 hours. If we don't finish this tonight, we're not cutting into Life is Strange tomorrow. So I've been talking about not wanting to leave games hanging. Want to get things finished. Want to play them all the way through. When we get to December, I'm going to not lay out such a fixed schedule for things because I want to have some flexibility. Things to take all the time they need. Hey, Mark. Oh, what did it do? It highlighted something. Hey, Mark. All right, so let's start this. Welcome, everyone. Dead Synchronicity. Tomorrow Comes Today. I can use my gamepad either. Hold on to your potatoes.
Do you think he'll recover?
I don't know. It's too soon to say. We should let him rest. He's been very feeble for weeks. He can't get up. He doesn't speak. Do you think we should call a doctor?
Call a doctor? Here?
You're right. Let's just hope he wakes up one of these days. Come on, my friend. Hang on. Don't give up. Please, let me go.
Svarta Molnet, how are you doing?
Wake up, Michael. Come on, you have to wake up.
Who are you? There. First of all, let me double check. Gamepad is defunct. Okay, no gamepad. Got a mouse for this. Who are you? Who's there? Where are you? Where are you hiding? What's happening? What is this place? Please tell me.
Who are you? Who's there?
Please, Michael, wake up. Wake up.
This silence. This darkness. Where am I? Damn it. I can't remember. What's happening? What is this place? Please, tell me.
Michael, please wake up. You have to wake up.
Michael? Is that my name? Please tell me where I am. I can't remember anything. Where are you? Where are you hiding?
Wake up, Michael. Please wake up.
Very single-minded here.
Wake up now.
I'm afraid it's been 9 years.
Don't go! Please! Come back! Come back! This silence. This darkness. This emptiness.
Oh, this is it. This is it. We're in the dark and we're playing. We're really in the dark. Empty briefcase. Yes, I see there's an oil lamp and I should probably just turn it on, but I'm just soaking in for a moment all the blackness. Act 1, a camp full of rats.
Good morning. I hope you're feeling better.
But...
Now don't be alarmed. I'm glad you feel strong enough to get out of bed. That's wonderful news. I must say you're looking much better, considering what you've been through, of course.
Who are you?
Ah, yes, of course. Forgive my manners. You've been with us for so long that I forgot that you don't know who we are. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Rod Atkinson. I was the director of the Municipal Property Registry before, well, you know, before the world collapsed on us.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. Atkinson. But... can you tell me what I'm doing here?
Yes, of course. I think we owe you an explanation. A few days after the Great Wave, we found you lying in a ditch near the airport. You were badly injured and unconscious. We couldn't just leave you there. Someone had already stolen your luggage and identification. It was awful. So we decided to take care of you ourselves and brought you here. You've been with us ever since. By the way, I should tell you that when we found you, your clothes were ripped to shreds, so we threw them away. The clothes you're wearing now are mine. You'll find more things in that wardrobe. If you need anything, just help yourself.
Thank you, Mr. Atkinson. But...
Great Wave, what are you talking about? Said with us. Who else lives here? What you've told me, I see that you've saved my life. I'm very grateful, Mr. Atkinson.
the Great Wave? What are you talking about?
Well, what would I be talking about? That damned, excuse my language, explosion that brought ruin to all of us. The origin of this filthy new world that now seems to be our permanent reality. You look a little confused, if you don't mind my saying so. Do you really not know what I'm talking about?
Clue,
I don't
Mr.
know.
Atkinson.
I'm afraid not. Let me ask you. You said with us. Who else lives here?
Ah, yes, of course. I still haven't properly introduced my family to you. Now is a bad time, but I promise to make proper introductions later. My wife and I sleep in the other room, and, well, little Colin sleeps with us.
Colin?
Yes, Colin is our only child. Our one ray of hope since the catastrophe. I'm going to confess something to you. Colin is the only reason my wife and I still struggle to keep going in this new world. We would have given up a long time ago if it weren't for him.
Of course. I understand. So that was your wife's voice that woke me up a few minutes ago, right?
My wife? No, that's impossible. My wife has been with me in the other room the whole time. We haven't come out of there for hours.
Was speaking
but
to
I'm
us.
glad you're feeling better and are fully conscious now. I guess we could say you've been reborn. And although the circumstances aren't the best, simply being alive nowadays is practically a luxury. So, welcome to our home.
From what you've told me, I see that you've saved my life. I'm very grateful, Mr. Atkinson.
No, please. You don't have to thank us. We just did what we had to. It's our moral obligation to uphold the ethical principles of civilization in this new world. But call me Rod, please. And,
Rod
well,
Atkinson.
we also did it for Colin, you see. What kind of future does he face if we accept that it's every man for himself, that no one cares about anyone else? It's a terrifying prospect, don't you think? We're just doing whatever we can to avoid that future, that's all.
Where am I? What is this place?
You are in what I venture to call our home, our humble, hopefully temporary home. This is one of the many trailers that make up the refugee camp, and believe me, we can consider ourselves lucky to live between these four walls. Most of the inhabitants of this hellhole, excuse my crude language, have nothing more than plastic tarps and cardboard for shelter.
Wait a second. Did you say refugee camp?
Yes, of course. The Facility for Temporary Accommodation of Disaster Victims is what they called it. You know, after the army declared martial law following the catastrophe. But do you really not remember? Do you really not remember anything about all this?
Nothing.
I feel a little weak and dizzy, Mr. Atkinson. Excuse me. I'm afraid I can't. I can't remember a thing.
I see. There have been many cases like yours in the camp. Try to rest and not to get too agitated. Well, there's one thing I can tell you. You can consider yourself fortunate. There's nothing nice to remember about recent times, believe me.
Rod! Rod!
Please excuse me, but I have to leave you now.
No, wait, please. What's happening? Don't go yet.
I'm sorry, I understand that you have a lot of questions to ask me, but now isn't the time. Believe me, I promise to answer each and every one of your questions in peace and quiet later. Sorry, but I have to go.
Rod, please, quickly!
Okay, all right.
Now that you're feeling better, you can go out and take a walk around the camp. But please, be very careful out there. The world you knew before is gone. Heed my warning, don't touch anything. Don't talk to anyone, and don't get mixed up in anything. At least until someone explains to you how things work in this new world the Great Wave left us.
Don't touch.
Everything
Wait
has
for someone to
changed so much
explain.
out there.
All right. Thanks for the advice.
That was the first dialogue section that I already
One
missed
more
something
thing before I go.
I was
You've been
reading.
with us for quite a while now, and we don't even know what to call you. What is your name?
I think
My
it's
name?
Michael.
Michael.
My name is Michael.
My name is Michael.
You only know
Very
that because
pleased to
someone
meet
was.
you, Michael. We'll talk again later, I promise.
Yeah,
Michael. That's what that disembodied voice called me.
exactly. The voice.
That must be my name.
That must
Wake
be
up,
my
Michael.
name.
That's all she said. Leaving me in this immense void where I can't remember anything. Great wave? New world? Refugee camp? But what the devil could have happened out there? I think it might be a good idea to go out there and take a look.
Yes, Rainbow. We probably don't need to have a whole talk on it right now, but yes, they're still there. They're still accumulating on the way they do. But before I make them visible again, I need to spend some time thinking about how fast I want them to accrue. When I do turn the visibility back on, we won't be doing any gambling with them. We will probably they will only be acquired in the future through time spent in the channel. So whatever we end up spending them on, whether it's raffles or voting on things, or whatever it is, sound effects, whatever it might be, the points are going to end up being a much simpler thing. You won't be able to start with very little and just turn it into a giant stack. Everybody who spends time in the channel will accrue points at the same rate. And so the more time you spend, the more you'll end up with, and we'll make them worthwhile. But I haven't figured that all out yet, how I want to bring that back. So for now, no, they're still hidden, but nobody's lost any of them. All right. I don't know what I missed during that dialogue when I was starting to read chat a little bit. Focusing on chat for a minute there. Basically said, I think he said, look around, but don't touch. Don't mess with anything until someone explains to you how this world works. Bed. I don't know anything about the controls yet either. I've got to...
With the glass in the door broken and that thick coating of grease lining it, I doubt anything's been baked in this oven for a long time.
Right click. All right, that was different. So right click seems to investigate. Hot lid.
Nothing edible. It's only the lid of an enormous metal pan sitting on the bottom of the oven.
Put big things in our pockets in this game? Why, yes we do.
There's a very worn old notebook hidden under the lid. The cover is practically falling off the spiral binding. It looks like someone stashed it here some time ago, and then forgot about it.
Look, notebook. Notebook. Got it.
It's an old accounting ledger that still has a few blank pages left in it. From what's written in here, it looks like someone was using it as a diary, before ripping out almost all its pages and leaving it inside the oven in the trailer.
Talking to his grandparents again. My dead parents. His obsessences? Senses? Word. His absences? Absences. His absences. It's an A, not an O. Okay. His absences are getting longer and more terrifying. Mother is suffering too much. We agreed to put the gun inside the cookie box. 2 bullets in the chamber. God forgive us, but when he's gone, there won't be any future for us. The rumble coming from that gash in the sky still terrifies Colin. Yay, Jay can speak English. Sometimes. The Exalted One has decided to tear open the sky and is urging his angels to punish us through the wound. That's what Reverend Blake says. He's a holy man. My staff, my colleagues, my superiors, doesn't anyone out there remember Rod Atkinson? We have to be strong for the boy. We can't let the great wave strip us of who. I can flip any of these pages. I can do anything with moment 4. We get 4 little bits. Super hard to read on an iPad. It's actually at full resolution. That's a small script. It's a very small script. Dirty dishes.
A pile of frying pans, plates, and dirty silverware waiting to be washed. Ugh, this place smells like a cheap, greasy spoon.
What the hell does that mean? Smells like a cheap, greasy spoon. Who says that? Red, hello. How are you doing? Almost like a diary from Yarnum. Yeah, it's a little cryptic there.
This oil lamp is the room's only source of light. The flickering of the flame makes the room look ghostly, like in a dream, more like in a nightmare.
You're
I'm not
overstating the
gonna snuff out
point.
this oil lamp. This place looks sinister enough with light.
I think Entrobot's doing good, Red. Pretty sure Entrobot is doing just fine.
The old closet Rod told me about. It's funny. With the glass and the door shattered, my reflection in the mirror is fragmented, like a photo ripped into little pieces and taped back together. Impossible. It's locked. I'm afraid my host forgot to unlock it before he left.
There's clothes in the wardrobe, and I locked it for you.
A depressing sight. A damp mattress on a bed frame and dirty, rumpled sheets. This is the bed where I've been convalescing all this time.
As it damp, did we sweat that much? Make the bed, Jay. I was
Well,
heading that way.
When I pulled back the sheet, part of it got torn on the spring sticking out of the bed frame. I hope Rod doesn't notice.
Actually, that sheet looks blood spattered. Do you think it's gonna matter?
The bed frame under the mattress is so battered that one of the springs is turned into a very sharp protruding object.
That we can... Or... You don't want to make the bed, huh? Really? Unmade bed. You don't want to... You won't make the
still shows
bed.
the imprint of my body. I must have been lying on it much longer than I thought.
There a long time. Or we can walk to in the foreground. Let's check the side room.
Good God. What the hell happened here? Rod was right. I don't
Hey,
know what
Mike.
hit this
How
place.
you doing?
But whatever it was, it struck into its very foundations without any mercy whatsoever. What's happening now?
You better hide, dude. Don't you
What?
know that it's dangerous to show your face when the cleanup brigades come into the camp? You're new here, aren't you?
Apparently that wasn't a side room, that was the front door.
Well,
Whoops.
welcome to your new home. I'm Hank, but everyone calls me the Hunter.
I'm Michael.
Hank the
What's
Hunter.
going on up there?
Nothing, Mike, just routine. The cleanup brigades are taking away a sick person, a dissolved. You know how it is, just doing their job. Ironically, that house belongs to one of the camp moles. Those traitorous scumbags.
Brigades, dissolved, moles. I don't know what you're talking about. I can't remember anything.
Oh, I see, you're a
Hey, yellow
blanket.
bastard. How you doing?
Well, you better get up to speed real quick if
A
you want to survive
blanket.
here.
We're a
Mike.
blanket.
Find me if you need help, dude. I can get you whatever you need.
Find me,
Doesn't
dude.
matter where it is, how fast it runs, or where it tries to hide. That's why they call me the Hunter.
All right. I'll remember that.
Come back here! Don't take her away! Don't you know who I am? Come back here! Ah!
Oh.
They shot that poor man in cold blood. But why did they do that? Hey, Hank?
Interesting. Wow.
I'm afraid he's gone.
Wow. Okay. One thing I want to know, do we have any keyboard? What the fuck did I just do? I hit my space bar.
But
Oh.
what's happening? What is this? What the hell's
Was
going
that
on here?
coincidence or because I hit the space bar?
Good God. I think I'm starting to lose my mind.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. Is there something I need to know here? Hold on. Let's, can I look at the controls? What are the controls here? A lot to go on. Well, Rainbow, Armored Rainbow, I would definitely, I mean, Fallout 4 is a given. I'm not a Black Ops player, but I don't know. If you love the zombies, maybe Black Ops. I don't want to rag on Battlefront, sorry, but I was never huge on the first two. I've got the second one, but I never played it much. All right, so I don't really know what we're doing here. What I was looking for, I was hitting tab, I was hitting space bar. I was looking for something that would light up the different interactables in the environment. Something that a lot of adventure games do have, point-and-click adventures. Grim Fandango did not. Hit space bar again. Right, it does work. I think the space bar was showing the interactables, and a coincidence of timing was the whole wong 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 wong. Or no.
Damn it. What's going on? It's amazing. Everything's changing again. Everything. Everything is mutating, and I haven't even moved. I don't understand. I don't understand anything. This tangle of metal
That's
was
true.
a driver's door
I
once upon a
don't.
time. Time has left these hinges bent and rusted. There's no way I'm going to be able to break open this door with my bare hands.
So the trailer's here right now, but whatever that vision was, the trailer was not there in the vision. I mean, the trailer was
remains of a sports car that
bombed
looks like a
out or
collector's
destroyed.
item. From the style, it
Falling
must have
apart.
been worth a pretty penny a long, long time ago. But now, I'm afraid it's just scrap metal.
Every time I light up the environment.
It's the lot outside Rod's trailer. The ground is covered with trash, scrap metal, and broken glass. Something tells me it might not be a good idea to walk around here barefoot.
Places you can go light up and things you can look at or interact with. Shopping cart, burning drum, homeless man. That's Colin, huh? Rod's wife. Rod.
From here, it looks like one of those metal boxes for Danish butter cookies. And judging from how worn it looks, I'd say that it's been reused over and over again.
Probably doesn't have Danish butter cookies in it.
Rod seems upset and worried. What's going on in there? That's Rod's wife. I heard her calling him from the other side of that door that just closed behind him. She looks worn out with those dark circles under her eyes. She looks like she hasn't slept in days. That must be little Colin, Rod's son. He looks unwell. Was that him I heard moaning in pain inside the trailer?
Back for a second. Can I open the window?
A supermarket shopping cart full of plastic bags, ready to burst. This individual who looks like a bum never takes his eyes off it, and the swarm of insects fluttering around the merchandise don't either.
Wasn't about to try and take this guy's shopping cart, but maybe we're gonna have to at some point.
Someone improvised a bonfire inside that drum. Although the smoke starts to irritate the lungs pretty quickly, it seems like the only heating system the camp inhabitants have.
Camp inhabitants, there's only one guy by this fire. His fire.
Ouch! Damn it! I managed to rip open the sole of my foot in a rusty nail.
It can't be good.
Hey, it's not a good idea to walk around barefoot in this enormous trash heap. You won't get very far without shoes.
Well, I hope we don't die from
Thanks
that.
for the tip.
The tip is yours to keep. But if you come near my things, you're a dead man. Understood?
Understood.
Wait, I recognize you. Aren't you the guy Rod's been taking care of in his trailer all this time?
Yes, I am. Do you know Rod?
Of course I do. Everyone in the camp knows Rod. You owe him your life. Don't doubt that for a second. Nowadays, no one in his right mind would do what he did for you. For a total stranger.
Yes, I'm very grateful to him. But tell me, can I ask you a few questions?
Do you have a pair of shoes I could borrow? Or maybe some antiseptic? I seem to have ripped my foot open on a rusty nail, and yet we are not doing anything about it. I've been hearing about an enormous explosion, the Great Wave. What on earth are they talking about? Shooting, could you explain to me what just happened here? Tell me about Rod Atkinson. Well, I'll be going on my way. Good luck to you, pal.
I've been hearing about an enormous explosion. The Great Wave. What on earth are they talking about?
What kind of question is that? Where have you been all this time? Sleeping in a cave?
Well, you could say that.
The Great Wave is the reason we're confined here like animals. The entire world went to hell in a handcart that day, and we went with it.
I've been able to see that with my own eyes. Can you tell me anything else? Confined. You mean we can't leave the refugee camp?
I've been able to see that with my own eyes. Can you tell me anything else?
Okay, I'll tell you what I know. The Great Wave hit us one Friday afternoon right out of the blue. I remember it perfectly because I'd just come out of an important meeting at that precise moment. I'd made a lot of money from a very fat contract. Yes, sirree, Bob. Very, very fat. First, we felt the ground quaking, as if a volcano was about to erupt right under our feet. I had to get out of my car and run. Then came the explosions. Glass broke. Buildings toppled. And then for weeks, the stench of corpses rotting in the streets. In just a few hours, that damn Great Wave sent us all, with our businesses, our money, and our convertibles, straight back to the Dark Ages.
The Dark Ages?
Of course! Are you surprised? In a matter of minutes, we were left with no electricity, no water, no communications. And after the initial chaos, the dissolved started to show up. And that horrible gash opened up in the sky. That stupid breach up there that no one in this hellhole has bothered to explain to us.
Rummykins, how you doing?
The fact is, that the remains of the old system only held up for a few weeks. And through the cracks, what you see around you started seeping in.
The new world, right?
Yes, indeed. You catch on fast. The new world was here to stay. Welcome to the future, son. Not exactly the way you pictured it, huh?
Confined? Do you mean we can't leave the refugee camp?
Refugee camp. I've always found that term amusing. It seems like things on the other side of the fence work a little better. But here, look around you. Does this look like
Squirrels.
a refugee camp? It's an army detention camp, and you're a prisoner. Once you come in here, you lose everything, even your name. To them, you're nothing more than a rat, just another camp rat. You'd never be able to get through the gate, especially if you don't know anyone or don't have any contacts on the outside. Doesn't matter who you might have been before the old world collapsed. Believe me, I speak from experience. If you're just a camp rat, I'm afraid the only way out of here is feet first. I don't know if you get my meaning.
I do, sir.
Of course I do. Thanks for your encouraging words.
You can keep the words, but come near my things and you're a dead man.
Well, that seems to be his refrain. Welcome, Rummykins. I don't know much about this game either. I picked it up as something to play in October. And it is, it's not like Walking Dead in any ways. I'm sure it's quite different. This is more of a standard point-and-click adventure, although a new one. But it is post-apocalyptic. And so it has, I don't think there's zombies in this. I don't think there are any zombies. But it does have that sort of bleak, the world has passed kind of feeling, like The Walking Dead. And I already screwed up. We came out of the trailer here. We've lost our memory. We are someone probably named Michael. We were coming out of a coma or a long sleep, and there was a female voice talking to us. Michael, you must wake up, Michael. We never met the woman who was talking to us. We don't know if she even exists. We don't even know if her name is Michael. I don't think so. No, I don't think there are, fairness. I don't think there are zombies on this. So Michael, we're calling ourselves Michael, but I don't know if we're really Michael. Met someone who was taking care of us. Mr. Atkinson, Rod Atkinson. He has a wife, and they have a kid named Colin. They're in that trailer behind us. Colin's very sick. So you got here in a good time. I started 15 minutes late. I mean, we talked for a while and started the game, so not much has happened. But I came out of the trailer, and one of the first things Michael says is, "Oh, this junkyard looks dangerous to walk around in with bare feet. I better not." I took 2 steps and gashed my foot on a rusty nail. Hey, Boone. How you doing? So we're standing here talking to this guy while our foot is presumably bleeding, and the tetanus sets in, and then something. Tell me about Rod Atkinson shooting. Explain to me what just happened here. And the dissolved. Can you explain the dissolved? Who are the dissolved?
Shooting. Could you explain to me what just happened here?
Explain what exactly? That show the cleanup brigades put on?
Sorry if I yawned tonight. I'm kind of tired
Too
today.
chatty and
Didn't
ratted
sleep well
out a
last
sick
night.
Person, that's all. There's usually a pact of silence in the camp. No one likes to see one of their own in those ambulances. But in this case, the dissolved was a relative of one of the camp moles. Ironic, isn't it?
But they shot a man.
Yes, so they did. So what? The price of human life has gotten a lot cheaper lately. That needn't surprise anyone these days.
You say dissolved? Yeah, they seem to be calling certain people dissolved. Something about a sickness? Maybe, what does that mean?
Dissolved?
Of course, the dissolved. But what the hell's wrong with you? Those people are a real plague. They're sick, and, so they say, highly contagious. Let me give you a piece of advice about them. If you see one, run the other way like he was the devil himself. Even if they don't give you that deadly disease or drive you crazy with their trances, the cleanup brigades will kill you for hiding one. You saw it with your own eyes. They don't even respect their own camp moles.
I could guess what a camp mole is.
A camp mole? What is that exactly?
A
Former.
spy.
Yeah.
A stool pigeon.
That's what it be.
It's in the Army's interest
Stool
to
pigeon.
control the camp from inside. And so they pay some of the inhabitants to feed them information about what happens on this side of the fence. Who comes in, who goes out, who causes trouble, and, of course, who gets sick. They're scumbags, but very well-paid scumbags. And they have certain privileges that no one else in here has. Never trust a mole. They'll do anything to hang on to the favors the Army gives them in this hellhole.
Okay. I'll take your advice.
You're welcome. But stay away from the shopping cart or I'll rip your guts out.
This guy
Got it?
really doesn't want us touching his shopping cart. Have you figured that out yet? I think I've figured that out.
Tell me about Rod Atkinson.
Well, I don't know him very well, but they say he's decent enough. Too decent for the times we're living in. Did you know that before coming here, he was someone important? I think he worked for the government, and he still has some good contacts on the outside. But they're not good enough to get that stupid do-gooder and his family out of here.
Stupid do-gooder?
Well, you know how it is. Rod is one of those good Samaritans who think they can save the world. He has helped a lot of people in the camp, but I think he's going to run into problems. I reckon that he's too weak for these times. I don't know how long he'll be able to survive.
You said he had a son. A pretty good reason to hang on, don't you think?
Yes, Colin. I haven't seen that kid running around here for some time. Do you know if he's all right?
I don't know. I still haven't seen him. His father told me about him.
Well, I'm glad he's not anywhere near me. That brat doesn't have anything better to do than to try to snoop in my shopping cart.
Well, I'll be going on my way. Good luck to you, pal.
Just be sure to stay away from my things.
We got it. They're your things. And I'm pretty sure we'll have to mess with your things at some point because, you know, adventure game logic. Sure we will. All right, I don't have any shoes. Let's go back in the trailer before I gash my foot open again. Oh.
It's no use. It won't open. I heard Rod bolt it from inside.
Oh, okay. Second room in the trailer. So this is, from the outside, this looks like a very small trailer. The inside, it's got at least 2 rooms. We've been out cold in this bed here with our impression in it. Wardrobe is locked. I got a book and a pan lid. I agree. Nice art style. Forward to seeing what else we get. Shacks.
A bunch of shacks, trying valiantly to stay standing in a sea of mud and trash. I can't imagine how it must be to live in one of them. No. With my foot in this condition, I wouldn't get very far.
But
I think it would be better to go back inside the trailer and try to take care of this wound. It doesn't look too good.
no, we shouldn't even have the wound. They screwed up. That's why we have the wound. What can we do about it, though? We don't have anything to work with. That. Dirty dishes, yes. Should we fix our foot with the protruding bed spring? What is this? Family photos. The only thing I haven't...
It's an unframed snapshot, stuck directly on the wall of the room. 2 adults and a child smiling at the camera in what looks like an enormous yard. One of them is Rod, my host.
So, door locked, wardrobe locked.
It's no use.
Huh?
I can hear people whispering on the other side. It's the door Rod went through after hearing those moans.
Yes,
the same one.
we
he
looked
made
through
sure
the
to
window
shut.
of the trailer. In there with his wife. Cauterize the wounds.
A pile of frying pans, plates, and dirty silverware waiting to be washed. Ugh, this place smells like a cheap, greasy spoon. I'm not going to snuff out this oil.
I don't
lamp.
want to.
This
I want to
place
take
looks
phones of.
sinister
I want
enough
to
with me.
cauterize our foot with the oil lamp. Can we do that? No. Is there a hat on the door? No. fact, these little purple dots are the only interactables. So the wardrobe's locked. Door out, we've been outside. Bed, we can't make the bed. When we pulled the sheet back, the sheet ripped on this protruding bed spring. Now, if you look at the cursor has an arrow. Cursor has two other little polygons next to it. Bigger one is the interaction. If it's available, we can try to interact with. The bed, it's blank. We can no longer try to interact with the bed. We already moved the sheet. The second smaller polygon looks like an eye. It's a opening, closing eye. We can look at things with the right click. We can interact with things with the left click. Pretty simple. Heat up a spoon. A spoon. We don't have a spoon. Dirty dishes that I can't take. Oven. We've already taken something out of the oven. The oven's empty.
This oven is empty, dirty, and abandoned. There's nothing left in there that can interest me.
Hopefully we don't... I mean, hopefully that foot wound isn't like a... He won't go walking outside, and he can't... Any ideas?
Impossible.
Yeah, it's locked. Impossible.
I'm afraid my
It's
host
locked.
forgot to unlock it before he left.
Well, let's play the adventure game. Dude, dirty dishes.
I don't see anything here that could be covered.
Trying to cover it. Oh, no.
The oil lamp is the only source of light in this part of the trailer. Better not fool with it.
His posture
Might
is
end
a
up in
little
complete
strange.
Darkness.
Gonna have some...
Use this here? How?
No, I'm not really trying to use the pot lid on all these things,
here
but...
that could be covered.
Yes, I am.
If I want to open up the closet, this isn't the way.
I don't think that was the way. All right. Well, we can't take the shopping cart. Good sir, would you like a notebook or a...
I doubt he needs this notebook. He's already got a shopping cart overflowing with junk.
Don't think he wants more junk? How about this awesome pot lid, sir?
I'd better hold on to it. I don't think anyone else would be interested in this old dented piece of metal.
All right, what are we gonna do with our foot? Put the pot lid away. Pot lid away. Vacant lot we can look at. Maybe I can walk down here, even though he said he wouldn't walk over to the shacks. Maybe he'll walk down here.
No. With my foot in this condition, I wouldn't get very far. I think it would be better
All
to
right,
go
game
back
over
inside
already.
the trailer and try to take care of this wound.
Awesome being
Doesn't look
stuck
too
on the
good.
first scene. Well, it's weird. Maybe we should go knock on the window again. Maybe we can talk to... Back to the window? Oh, great. He won't walk over there. He won't walk over there, but he'll walk over there. And look at Rod, or the box, or his wife, or his son, but we can't do anything with them. Same thing with the window pane.
It's hard to see clearly through all the grime on this glass. On the other side is the room where Rod and his...
I got it. Other side is the room. Look, I've got your notebook,
I suspect
sir.
that Rod was the previous owner of this notebook. After ripping out almost all its pages...
Look, his reflection's
he
in
left
the
it inside
lower
the oven,
right corner.
So I doubt he cares about getting it back.
This corner, next time we speak near this window, check it out. You can see his reflection in the window. I'm gonna break your window.
I don't see anything here that could be covered.
I wasn't, yeah, his... Exactly.
I don't think I'd gain anything by using this here.
Congratulations, we're already stuck. Trailer. We put a lid on the fire. Oh, yes.
Let's see. I could swear that the lid is just the right size for this drum.
Why would we do this? Boy, we're an asshole. What was that for? What did we accomplish?
What's going on? This damn shithole is going to be the end of us.
Oh, We Are Woo. Because We Are Woo mentioned it after Pone brought up heating up a spoon.
Damn it. What's going on?
Can we just snatch his shot? He's gonna kill us.
I'll have to do this quickly
Play.
before this man stops coughing. Well, let's see what we have here.
We're just rooting through his shit. That's not nice.
I don't see anything but rotten food, tattered clothes, and trash. Wait a minute. It seems like there's also a small billfold with a bunch of credit cards.
Who cares? It's the
What
apocalypse.
the hell is this guy doing with so much plastic money?
Yeah, we are being rude, yellow bastard. I don't know.
In this hellhole anymore.
We also can't take the lid back. That's it. But what did we get? Credit card. That's what we took. It's the apocalypse, and we just took a credit card.
This filthy shit.
Nothing but leaky roofs and cardboard walls.
And now he's walking around when he said he wouldn't.
Tied down. Good God. The very look of this place is disheartening.
They mean to kill us all. That's what they want.
Yeah, Altamore, I wouldn't worry about it turning into a discussion.
I think it would be better to go back inside the trailer and try to take care of this wound. It doesn't look too good.
I get you, Michael. We Are Woo is pretty much straight edge, so the fact that he brought that up shouldn't leave you worried, Altamore. The conversation's not going to devolve in that direction. Right now? Well, I got a wonder, Pone. Why did you bring up heating up a spoon? If you were going to cauterize a wound, why would a spoon come to mind anyways? Slip the credit card to the wardrobe and pick the lock. Ah, good idea. Good idea. Oh, you devious person, you.
Let's see if I can do this.
Bang.
Good. The mechanism gave way in the first try, but the card is trashed. For my sake, I hope that guy outside never finds out about this.
Credit card in the apocalypse. All right, whiskey for our foot and shoes. Shoes, pillowcase, bottle of whiskey. Well.
Not just yet. I'm grateful to Rod for his hospitality.
No, I know nothing about
these
this.
These old shoes don't look very clean.
That's what I saw while I was buying it.
It won't take more than a few hours for the wound on my foot to turn really ugly. And the last thing I need now is a serious infection.
Whiskey on your feet. Whiskey on your feet. What do we do? Pour the whiskey in the shoes and then put them on? Now, how about whiskey with the pillowcase?
For now, it's just a pillowcase. I don't see any point in soaking it in liquor.
I do. I do. Right. Effectively used.
At first glance, I'd say those old loafers are too big for me.
Better than too small.
Offered me any clothes I might need, and I don't see anything else around here.
Pick them up.
Not just. It won't take more than a few hours for the wound.
Don't look very clean. So what are you saying? I want to clean the shoes, not the wound?
I'm not going to waste the whiskey on this. That would only make a puddle in the closet, and those shoes wouldn't be much cleaner than they are now.
Clean the wound, dude. Wrap our.
The pillowcase is quite large. It's not going to fit inside Rod's shoes.
Go off for the whiskey to... Dude. What a picky bastard. Here, you sound healthy. Want some whiskey?
I don't think it's a good idea to offer him a swig. The guy's already pretty unhinged. No doubt the whiskey in this bottle would liven up the fire, but I don't see any point in that right now.
They mean to kill us all. That's what they want. A person can't even breathe in this.
It would just get dirty
anymore.
and wrinkled inside his shopping cart.
Supposed to clean the foot. How would we clean her foot? Yeah, the adventure game logic is strong with this one, it seems. Yeah. What was I thinking? What was I thinking? A photo. We can't take the photo. We can't take the shoes. We can't use the alcohol or the pillowcase with the shoes. Hot lid has been... Notebook. I'm gonna go back out. I want to hold my bloody foot up to the window of the trailer. Hey, Rod. Hey, Rod, look at my foot. I need some help, dude. Not gonna work. Look, I found your whiskey.
I prefer to hold on to it.
I know. No pain. We can only look at. We can look at, and leave. Can't do anything. I'm aware of. Axe. And we also can't go to this exit. Just knock the lantern over and say, fuck this logic. Let's try. Bye.
I'm not going to snuff out this oil lamp.
No.
This place looks sinister enough with light.
All right, well, let's start a fire then. Can we start a fire?
Putting this fabric near the oil lamp would only start a fire.
Didn't I just say, let's start a fire, Michael? Let's start a fire. Because I'm not able to do anything else right now. Wow, well, we're just rocking this. Try the door again. Like you said, adventure game logic is strong with this one. Maybe someone will answer this time.
It's no use. It won't open. I heard Rod bolted from inside.
Can't rip sheets up. I can't do anything else with the sheets. We were able to move the sheets. That's when they ripped, and now it's just unmade bed. All it is an unmade bed. The sheets are no longer their own object. Protruding bed spring. Maybe we can rip the pillowcase on it into strips. He did say it was too big. I think you're onto something, Kim. I think you're onto something. Thank you, Kim.
Okay. Let's see how well this protruding bed spring keeps.
Kim, you just got us moving. I love it. Thank you, Kim. Woohoo! All right.
I'll use a little of what's in the bottle to soak the bandages.
Good job. Good job.
Here goes. I'll use the bandages on my foot. I hope the alcohol is enough to keep it from getting infected. Let's pray this improvised remedy doesn't lead to a delightful case of gangrene.
What bastard put a lid on the drum?
He just figured it out.
Suffocate me, you bunch of assholes!
I think that guy out there just discovered the reason for his sudden coughing fit.
He was already
Some
coughing and
coward in
spitting.
this shithole wanted to suffocate me. Me? Who was it? Who was it? Come back here so I can give you back your lid, you son of a bitch!
He's pissed.
Did you hear that noise, Rod? What's going on out there?
I don't know. I'll go have a look. I think it's that poor drunk who's always hanging around the trailer. He's kicking up a fuss again. It's a good thing poor Colin can't hear his insults.
Don't ever say anything like that again, Rod.
I'm sorry, honey. I wasn't thinking. What are you doing here? Get out of here! You've no business being in this room!
Rod, I'm sorry. But what's going on?
Get out of here, Michael! You didn't see anything, understood? Out! Out! Excuse my outburst, Michael. I shouldn't have behaved that way. It's not like me. But this new world brings out the worst in all of us. It's just that I can't stand to see Colin suffer this way. So for your own good, please, stay away from this room.
Away? Why?
It's no use trying to hide it. You're bound to find out sooner or later. Colin is very sick, and the authorities claim his illness is highly contagious.
Highly contagious? Is he one of
The dissolved?
Michael! I won't let anyone use that word in my house!
Okay, Rod. Sorry, Rod.
Yes, Colin caught that damn disease.
And what exactly does the disease consist of?
I don't know, Michael. No one really does. The only news is what the army brings us. They say the disease is highly contagious, and it's our duty to turn over all victims to the cleanup brigades. But no one has ever come back after being carried off in one of those ambulances. No one. So we can't let them take Colin, do you understand?
Yes, of course I understand.
They say that all the victims are condemned, that there's no salvation for anyone, that at the end of their suffering and their trances lies certain death. I think that even the army is afraid of the victims. Really strange things happen around them, Michael. Things you wouldn't believe.
What things happen around people infected with the disease?
Strange things with no possible explanation. In their trances, they go places, Michael. They bring back information. They know things. They talk to people who are no longer with us. And we've been living like this for weeks. The things that are happening around Colin are getting more and more confusing and hard to bear.
Talking to the dead? Jesus. This man's nerves are shot from the exhaustion and stress.
He didn't say he was talking to the dead, though, did he? He said that the dissolved are talking to the dead.
But how did Colin get infected?
We don't know. No one knows how the disease is spread. The only thing we know is that the disease appeared after the catastrophe, and that it's spreading like wildfire.
So the Great Wave brought the dissolved with it?
Yes, but don't use that word again. Not in this house, anyway. It's so cruel and disrespectful. In effect, that's the only thing we know for sure about all this insanity. The Great Wave took everything from us and left us with this epidemic.
What's happening to Colin is terrible. If only there was something I could do.
Well, Michael, you
I guess
can
maybe.
help us. I'm convinced
Probably not.
that our finding you was no coincidence. You've got to help us.
Yes, Lance, it's a post-apocalyptic point-and-click. It's pretty recent, too. I think it came out within the last year. And it has, I don't know much about it, but it has a number of... It has a lot of praise. It has a lot of praise. I think a lot of the praise was early on, even before it was released. Not that there was a lot of hype for the game, but I believe that once the game was released, people weren't quite as satisfied with it. I'm trying to remember what I read in the reviews when I was picking it up. It sounded very well received for the most part, but maybe didn't live up to everything it was trying to do. And the stream dropped. Never mind. Yeah, I think it's okay here. Looks so. But you said yourself that all the victims are condemned. What can I do? Getting involved looks dangerous. I saw that shooting out there. There's also the possibility. Yeah, well.
But you said yourself that all the victims are condemned. What can I do?
No, all is not lost. In the camp, there are rumors of a cure. It seems that in the city, on the other side of the fence, the victims have access to a drug. But we can't get it here. And my contacts out there, well, let's just say they can't do anything to help.
Is a drug. Well, he didn't say cure. Did he say cure? I don't think he said cure. Getting involved looks dangerous.
So there's a drug that can cure them?
Yes, but they say that producing it takes a long time and is very expensive. And so it's reserved for city dwellers who can afford to pay for it. Get us that drug, Michael. I beg of you, please. Colin's time is running out.
Oh, there's no choice. We're gonna complain about how dangerous
Getting
it
involved
is.
looks dangerous. I saw that shooting out there. There's also the possibility of infection.
Infection? Are you afraid for your life, Michael? Without our help, you'd be dead right now. Dead. Don't forget that.
I didn't forget that.
What's more, I could help you in return. I could help you get back what you lost. Don't you see?
Memory?
Give me back what I lost? But you hardly know me, Rod.
I know the essential part, Michael. I know that you're a blankhead.
Blankhead? What the devil does that mean?
A blankhead is a person with no memories, who can't remember anything. It seems that the Great Wave
there used to
had
be
an
different words for
enormous
that.
neurological impact on certain people, Michael. You're not the only one, or even the worst case. There are people who even forgot how to talk and how to walk after the explosion.
Okay, that's not amnesia.
Some ended up dying of starvation. They forgot what food looked like, how to chew it, even that eating was a necessity.
That's not
You
good.
can consider yourself lucky. You still remember how to keep yourself alive. And that's the important thing. The natural recovery process is slow. It can take months, if at all. Listen to me, Michael. A man without memories is just a shadow. Or even worse, he's nobody. I still have some contacts out there. I was an important man in the municipal government. I could trace your name, your data in public records, your fingerprints. I could restore your whole life in the blink of an eye. But please, help us.
I'm grateful for your help, Rod, and for everything you people have done for me. But
listen to me, Michael. We know that it's possible that our son is condemned to die. In fact, my wife and I have everything prepared for when he leaves us. Our child is the only thing that keeps us holding on in the new world. Nothing would have any meaning for us without him. So
Yeah, we
if
read
there
your
is
notebook.
even the slightest chance of saving him,
Got a
we are
gun in a
prepared
cookie
to do
jar.
whatever it takes.
Probably
Please,
that
Michael,
tin.
Help us.
It's that tin. You gonna lock himself in the back room again?
For God's sake, listen to him. He's just a child.
The tin
Rod, come in here.
that looked
quickly.
like it was
Bring
from
us
Danish
that
butter
cure,
cookies,
and
as
we'll
they said.
help you get your life back. Colin is our only hope.
found
in
his
this new
notebook.
world. Help us save our future. and I'll give you back your past. I promise you. Goodbye, Michael.
No, Rod, wait. Bring a drug? Is he out of his mind?
He locked
That
it.
man wants me to put his son's life in my hands? I can barely remember who I am. And I probably wouldn't last more than a few hours out there. But Rod was right. A man without a past is nothing more than his shadow. He offered to help me get my life back, my memories. So if I want answers, I have only one possible course of action: to get that drug.
Get that drug. So yeah, he had that cookie tin when we were looking through the window. Had that cookie tin in there. We found his notebook under the pot lid in the oven. The cookie tin has a gun in it with 2
Before
bullets.
leaving, I should
That's
write
his
down
plan
everything
for when his kid
important I
dies.
find out in this notebook. It might come in handy if, as Rod says, I'm one of the blankheads the Great Wave left in its wake.
Take a look, see how the notebook changed. But his notes, his own notes, Rod's notes in the notebook. Back a page. Yeah. These were Rod's notes. Been talking to his grandparents again, to my dead parents. His mother is suffering too much. We agreed to put the gun inside the cookie box with 2 bullets in the chamber. God forgive us, but when he's gone, there won't be any future for us. So they're planning on killing themselves. Their son dies. Their son who is dissolved, whatever that really is. Rod promised me he'd help recover my past in exchange for the drug, or the dissolved. Finally, we can go somewhere. Oh, look at those arms. Those are creepy arms from behind. Whoa, whoa.
Oh no.
Didn't touch
Here
anything.
comes that sensation again. It's like floating in a dense liquid, while everything around me is transformed.
So something rolled down into the middle of the street.
God.
During that
I'm starting to
vision,
lose my
something
mind.
rolled down into the middle of the street. The other vision we had in the junkyard showed the trailer, Rod's trailer, all busted out, and something fell off of it. End house, barbed wire fence, horizon. Barbed wire fence. Exits in every direction. Tents. Fence, cement house, barbed wire fence, horizon, and a few directions to go. Whoa, whoa now.
Oh no. It's starting again. It's amazing.
See that thing roll into the middle of the
Everything's
street?
changing. Everything.
Why? What and why?
Everything is mutating, and I haven't even moved. I don't understand. I don't understand anything. A quick
Truer
glance at
words
these
were never
tents is enough
spoken.
to make you realize how forsaken these poor people are, confined against their will inside the camp. Although it looks hastily and shoddily built, it's surprising to see a brick-and-mortar building amid all these shacks in the refugee camp. No doubt this must belong to someone important, or with very good contacts in here. It's the enormous fence around the perimeter of the camp, with surveillance from the towers and on the ground. This barbed wire fence intensifies the feeling of claustrophobia in here, making it even more suffocating.
Which way? Well, we probably can't leave. Maybe we can go to the guard post, talk to them, but we've got 2 directions. Really, 2 directions. Back to the junkyard doesn't count, and I don't think to the guard post. Well, let's check it out. May as well. Let's go to the one I said we can't go to. Let's go there first and find out if we really can't go there. Sure, there's no manual saving. Whoa!
Oh no. Here comes that sensation again. It's like floating in a dense liquid.
Something in
while
the middle
everything
again.
around me is transformed.
Right by his head, you can kind of see it. Oh, it was a bird. A raven?
Good God. I think I'm starting to lose my mind.
Yeah, you're gonna take me with you. You're gonna. That wall, barbed wire, dirt road, city in the distance, gate sentries, sewer grate, dry riverbed, sentry box, saddlebag, motorcycle. Check the cave because of the turd that rolled out in the street. Okay, yeah, I will go back there in a minute. Let's see. What do the sentries have to say?
Where do you think you're going, Rat? No one leaves here without a pass, unless it's with a bullet between the eyes.
Yes, and we can take care of that for you if you don't get away from that gate. Come on, stick your neck out. We could use a little entertainment tonight.
What's the matter,
It's a
Rat?
weird accent
Cat
voice.
got your tongue?
I think it's best if I get away from the gate. I'm afraid their threats are deadly serious.
So you're walking
Sorry,
closer
guys.
to them?
I'm not looking for trouble.
I won't bother you anymore. Nice motorcycle. Why are you calling me a rat who's in charge here? Hey, can only get out of the camp with a pass. Where can I get one?
Nice motorcycle.
It is, isn't it? It's ours. So get anywhere near it, and you'll end up against that wall.
You don't have the authority to touch it, or point at it, or even look at it.
Oh, that
Dare you
guy's
touch
voice
it,
is gonna
you'll
weird me
glove
out.
your hands, and you're a dead man. I guarantee it. Got it?
Okay, understood. You say that I can only get out of the camp with a pass. Where can I get one?
Only soldiers and moles have passes for entering and leaving the camp. And you don't look like either one of those things. So get lost.
Well, sometimes we can make an exception, but only if the person who wants to leave is generous enough. And why exactly do you want to leave the refugee camp? What did you lose on the other side of the fence, Rat?
His speech is really weird. Does that just sound weird? It's some sort of strange mix. It's not southern, but it's not southern, and it's weird. Where do they sound like that? I've ever heard anyone who sounds quite like that. I have my reasons, and I don't think they're any of your business yet. They won't care about that. I would just want to help a friend's kid. We aren't supposed to talk about Colin at all. So I've heard there are better things in the city. Is that true?
So, I've heard things are better in the city. Is that true?
Beatnik's speech.
It could be, but that's
Really?
none of your business. What do you care if you're gonna die in this dump anyway?
Get the idea of leaving right out of your head. There's no place for rats like you on the other side of the fence. Unless you want to take a walk in Suicide
Accent
Park.
gumbo.
Do you want to become a Dark Star, Rat?
Now quit bothering us and get lost.
He loses his mind all the time. True enough. Enough.
Let's talk about something else.
Because everybody here is a rat.
Why are you calling me a rat? Who's in
We're all
charge
rats.
Well, did you hear that? It looks like we have a new kid on the block. Let me ask you something.
Oh man,
If
the
you
yawns
people
are
live in
real.
this camp,
Wow.
crawl around in
Can't
garbage,
stop yawning tonight.
build your houses out of garbage, and eat garbage, what else are we going to call you?
We're in charge here, the ones with the rifles. That's the only rule you need to know. See all those dark stains on the wall next to the barbed wire?
Yes, I see them.
They're the guts and brains of rats like you who forgot the golden rule. We call it
The
wall
golden
of
rule.
shame. We're in charge here.
The wall of
That's
shame.
pretty easy to grasp, isn't it?
Oh, man.
Sometimes
They've got a
one
wall
of
of
us
shame.
forgets. And that gives us some more motivation to make you better students.
Maybe,
So,
Kim,
how's
maybe
your
I should
memory?
skip the beer and have coffee tonight.
That's funny. In another context, that would be an amusing question, but there's nothing amusing about these animals.
Yeah, I
My
think it's
memory
coffee
works
time.
well enough to remember who's in charge.
If I'm making any
Don't
of you
worry.
yawn, I
You
apologize.
catch on fast, right? That's a good thing. Now get out of here.
I won't bother you anymore.
Get lost.
Get lost! Whoa. Whoa. Did I do anything with the stream? I just mashed a keyboard that's streaming computer. Yeah, I think coffee time might be in order. So I don't know how much I slept last night. I went to bed at 11 o'clock? But I don't think I slept more than a couple hours last night. Kind of tossed and turned all night. I know that I was half awake. I put on a couple episodes of The X-Files on Netflix.
Oh no. It's starting again.
And by the way, I don't have a cursor in this
amazing.
mode.
Everything's changing. Everything.
I don't have a cursor, so when that happens, you just get to watch. You just get to watch. Jay, you're not wearing a black shirt.
Everything's mutating.
It's cold.
I haven't even moved. I don't understand. I don't understand anything.
I'm wearing something warmer and pajama bottoms and socks because it's cold. I don't want to turn on my heat yet. It's close to a black shirt. It's dark gray. Looks pretty black to me on the preview. Wall of shame.
Wall of shame. The soldiers at the gate called it. This wall looks like.
Let me warm you. How you doing, black man?
To say
What's going
nothing
on?
of Murders.
Cold here too. Winter's coming. Winter is coming.
From here, I can see how the road leading out of the refugee camp splits into 3 paths. One leads to a kind of depression in the ground, another leads to a graded water outlet, and the third disappears into the distance, beyond the last hill. Could that be the road leading to the city?
All right, here's the path he talked about leading to a ditch. Is that actually, yeah, it's its own thing. So this ditch over here is one path, to the city is another path, and over there into the sewers is another path. Hey, McLovin.
It's difficult to make out anything from here, but it seems like a dry riverbed crosses the dirt road leading into the camp.
All right. So he told us we don't have the authority to even look at that motorcycle.
A small military sentry box with no door.
Take his word for it for now.
That the soldier on duty can hardly turn around inside.
Yeah, but 94, so it's really in the 90s in Texas right now. Late October, 90s. Yikes. Girl in white. Whoa. Keyboard. Scrap metal, girl in white, van, poker players, coins, card table, generator, water tank, or scrap metal and trash. Generator, water tank, coins and card table, poker players. Okay.
She's a very young woman, practically a girl. She's playing by herself with some junk she found among the scrap metal and trash.
Those Portal games mess with my head. I had dreams of Portal guns when I played it, shooting one portal in my wall and the other into my office, and my boss wouldn't stop using the portal. I don't know, I must have slept a little last night. The only thing I remember dream-wise from last night is I had a dream that the tires on my car were completely bald. All the treads on my tires were gone. I have no context for that. I don't remember anything else about a dream. Why was I looking at the tires? And my tires are fine.
Hello, Mr. Sleepyhead.
Excuse me? What did you call me?
You're Mr. Sleepyhead. I saw you sleeping in Colin's trailer. I'm so glad you're awake now.
I wasn't asleep. I was sick for a long time in the trailer. We better not say sick. We better not say sick, just in case. Baroness had a dream yesterday of Nemesis on Resident Evil 3 hunting you down. Really? Do you play enough Resident Evil to dream about it? That's cool. I hope the whole idea for Resident Evil 4 next week works. It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird. In a way, we are gonna be rushing, and I'm gonna need all your help to rush through it. Resident Evil 4 in 12 hours. That's what we need to do next week. Although we might get a few extra hours. Depending on how long Outlast takes on Tuesday, we might have some extra time. But, Kim, I don't know if you're asking me, but it's not that cold yet. I guess at night, we're finally into the 30s at night. But we're definitely not that cold during the day. We're still having 50s, 60s during the day. Speed run! Speed run! Mr. Sleepyhead? No, that's not my name. I'm Michael. So do you know Rod and Colin too? Colin, oh man. Now, Colin's a touchy subject. I'm not far into this game, but I already realized Colin's a very touchy subject. He's sick. I don't think we're supposed to talk about him being sick. Maybe we're not supposed to talk about him with anyone.
So, do you
That's
know
the
Rod
plan,
and Colin
Lance.
too?
Of course. I go over to their house a lot. Well, when they let me out of the van, that is. Rod and his wife have been very nice to me. Sometimes they let me play with Colin. We're very good friends. Are you a friend of Rod's and Colin's too, Mr. Sleepyhead?
Mr.
Yes.
Sleepyhead?
I'm friends with them too.
So think about that, Rainbow, for a second. It's not actually that much time. That 300 hours is approximately how much live stream time there has been since I flipped the bot on. How long ago was that? Not that long. 48 hours a week, 300 hours. That's approximately, has the bot been around for 6 weeks? Really? It might be. Yeah, Rummykins, she talks like she's 10, and yet she looks more like she's, I don't know, art style aside. She's too tall for 10. Let's just say she's too tall to be 10 years old, but she sounds like she's 10. Mr. Sleepyhead. It's the Mr. Sleepyhead thing, isn't it? If she wasn't saying Mr. Sleepyhead.
No, that's not my name. I'm Michael.
No, you're just trying to fool me. You're Mr. Sleepyhead. My name is Rose.
There's something odd about this girl's behavior.
At least Michael notices that she's odd.
But she talks like a little girl.
There you go.
Nice to meet you, Rose.
Hey, it's not off. Apparently it's not off. The game is doing that on purpose. The game is doing that on purpose. That's just her lip. Entrobot, created September 9th. Wow, thank you, Lamia. I don't know if we should say that we're sick,
I wasn't
but
asleep. I was sick for
we're
a
gonna
long
scare her
time,
by
I'm
saying
sure.
Mm.
that, aren't we?
No, you weren't sick. You were sleeping. Like a big brown bear, Sir Sleepyhead. Sometimes I used to watch you sleeping in Rod's house, and you would grunt in your sleep like a bear. A great big lazy bear, Mr. Sleepyhead.
Okay,
And
she's
I'm
awesome.
glad you're awake now.
She's awesome.
I like your voice. You sound like a knight in a fairy tale. Do you want me to tell you a secret, Mr. Sleepyhead?
Of course.
Of course, yeah, I
have
didn't even
your
have to answer.
clothes. The ones you were wearing when
Oh,
Rod
that's
and his
creepy.
wife found you. I have them in the van.
That's very
They were going
creepy.
to throw them away, but they gave them to me to wrap my baby in. He'll be cold now that winter's coming.
Your baby. You have a baby, Rose?
Yes, I have a baby, but he's not with me right now. He got lost. Have you seen him? Do you know where he is? I have another secret to tell you, Mr. Sleepyhead.
You're saying now,
Back in the van,
Rummykins.
Rose.
Wait until
Now.
Twitch lag catches
Move
up
your
and you
ass.
hear about
Get
the
in there.
baby.
Another secret?
What are you gonna say then,
Just a minute.
Rummykins?
Wait! Get in that van, Rose.
It's a very important secret, Mr. Sleepyhead. Something about you. Something about before the Great Wave. But first I have to find my baby. Have you seen him?
Come on, Rose, you heard me. You don't want to get us mad now, do you?
I have to go. Goodbye, Mr. Sleepyhead.
Poor girl. She's obviously mentally ill. She's just a little girl in a grown-up's body.
Grown-up's body.
And you, if you want to go in there with her, you got to pay like everybody else.
Oh, did you hear that last line? Holy shit, that's bad. I almost missed it reading chat. Did you hear the poker play? Did you... Rack. Did you hear what he said there at the end? So, okay, that escalated quickly. What I was gonna say is she reminded me a little bit of, just a little bit of the Little Sisters in BioShock. Hey, 7, how you doing? Yeah, I was waiting for her to say, "Look, Mr. B, it's an angel. Look, Mr. Sleepyhead." Steel for humans. Steel for humans. Nice. S7, what's up, man? All right, thugs. Now they have the name thugs. They were poker players before that dialogue. Now they are thugs. Gee, wonder why. Scrap metal and trash. Let's not even talk to them yet. I'm sure we'll have to. Let's
A
look
thick
around
wall
first.
of scrap metal, debris, and rusty metal surrounds this place on all four sides. It's a good 20 feet high. I can't believe it manages to stay up. Cars, machinery, steel, cement, even the skeleton of an old construction crane. This place is a veritable cemetery of the industrial age.
Beat them with the scrap metal. Yes. Okay, here's something really cool. I gotta come back to the book here real quick. Steve sent me, apparently sent me 2 books, although the people at the UPS store where I have my mailbox only handed me 1 package, so I need to go back tomorrow and figure out what their deal is. But check it out. The people at the UPS store, I opened this up. Steve, I opened this right there. I didn't know what it was, and I wanted to see, and I was paying my bill, so I had a couple minutes. Anyways, I opened it up, I saw the book, and I was ecstatic, and I showed it to them. And apparently they both play games, and the woman who worked at the UPS store has read the Witcher books. She grabbed this. She didn't snatch it out of my hands or anything, but I showed it to her, and she took it from me. She started looking through it. She was practically drooling over it. And then she looks at me and she goes, "Have you read the books? Have you read the books?" And then she looks at the picture on the back and goes, "Oh, that's the cover. That's from the first one, right? That's from the first one." And she knew the name, and I can't. The Last Wish, is that what the first book is called? Is it The Last Wish? I haven't read them yet. Anyways, she knew it. She knew the books. How awesome was that? Why did I bring that up? I don't even know. I was thinking about it. I was just suddenly thinking about how awesome it was that they knew the books. Yeah, Kim, isn't that awesome? That cool. Let's see. You're gonna lurk a bit, S7. You had a good treatment today, but you've got a fever and chills. Oh man. Well, yeah, just rest up, break the fever. Do what feels best. Whatever feels right. Yes, it is. Yeah, that's World of the Witcher. S7. Steve sent me World of the Witcher and an art book and another art book, although they didn't have. I did, Kim. I told her I was a streamer, and she didn't ask, and neither did the guy there. They both. I asked them if they played games. They're like, yeah. I didn't press. I probably should have said something. It would have been kind of neat, but yeah, they didn't ask anymore, so I didn't press. Aspirin feels right. Good, man. Take some aspirin. Break the fever. Lurk on. Absolutely. Oh.
This noisy electric generator seems very old and decrepit, but it works.
Couple of potential followers. I suppose so, and local.
An enormous rusty tank designed to collect rainwater. Everything indicates that the Great Wave wiped out the concept of running water in one fell swoop, at least on this side of the fence.
All right. I guess we better talk to the thug.
Those are the guys guarding Rose. They won't let me speak to her if I don't pay the corresponding fee. I believe it was called pimping before the Great Wave.
Indeed it was. What do they call it after the Great Wave? Still sounds like pimping to me. We can turn off the generator, make it dark, steal their money, then pay them their own money to go in and talk to her and find out what the secret is she's got. I have a feeling we're going to have to pay them like we're going in as a customer if we're going to talk to her.
A few lousy coins. They don't look like they're worth much. Just a few loose pennies.
The other hand, maybe not those coins.
Hey, you guys. You talking to us?
No, the other guys. Let me into the van. I just want to talk to Rose for a few minutes. I'm not going to bother. They won't. They won't. We are woo. Good luck with everything. I know you've got your hands pretty full these days. I hope you get some free time coming up. I hope you get some time to stream coming up. I know you said you picked up Life is Strange. I would love to see you play through that, man. I haven't watched anyone else play it at all, ever. So I played the first 4 episodes. Tomorrow we're going to finish, but I would like to see some people play through it, especially after I've finished it. So I hope you do get to play that on stream, even if you just play it off stream. Curious what you think. That poor girl's not right in the head. She acts like a little girl. How can you people be so unscrupulous? That is sort of a stupid question in the apocalypse, isn't it? People are out for themselves. That and electric generator. I've seen very few of these around here. Actually, we've seen none. That's the only one.
Is that an electric generator? I've seen very few of these around here.
Yeah, in this hellhole, you can count them on the fingers of one hand.
Nowadays, you can't buy generators like this anywhere.
How'd you get one?
With the power grid all blown to hell, you can bet that one of these is worth more than your life.
We use it to light Rose's room. We like to protect our, investments.
Yeah, fuck you
so don't
too.
get too close to it. These things are very fragile, and they have a bad habit of getting lost. Now, we wouldn't want that to happen, would we?
I'd say that's far enough, Lance. If you've finished it now, it had its moments, but damn. That's not anything I was expecting to hear, not 24 hours before we finished the game. But that's cool. Yeah, I have been asking people if they've played the end and, you know, did they enjoy it. It's all I want to know is if people are having a good time with it. But I haven't asked too many people, and I think, Lance, you're the first response, and I didn't even ask, but you're the first person to come back and say, I don't know about that. You were big on it before when I was playing the first 4 episodes, weren't you? You were sold. I shouldn't ask. I'm gonna shut up now. I don't want to ask questions that are too leading. We'll find out tomorrow. I got your message. It wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. Man, that poor girl's not right in the head. Let's just leave for now. I don't want to.
Anything more to discuss with you?
Yeah, exactly. I don't have any more to discuss with you. I don't need to say anything to them. I am gonna try and mess with their generator. Come back when we.
What exactly do you think you're doing?
Messing with your generator.
Hey, pal, touch that generator and you're a dead man. My partner and I don't kid around when it comes to defending what's ours. That clear?
Extremely. I was just curious and wanted to see this relic up close. You don't have to get nervous.
I do have one question for you, Lance. Very simple question. Is it much longer than 6 hours? Is the last episode particularly long? That's one question I did want to ask someone who'd finished it. Are we going to have any trouble getting through that in 6 hours tomorrow? As far as you
Cars,
guess?
machinery, steel, cement, even the skeleton of an old construction crane. This place is a veritable cemetery of the industrial age.
We'll be back. Be back. Let me, whiskey and a notebook. I wonder if they'd take whiskey as a payment. I'm gonna try while we're here. Took about 4 hours. Okay, that's good. Right on. If it took you about 4, and even if I stretch
Better
it.
not. If these guys are unpleasant sober, I had to imagine them drunk.
Well, I'm sure they'd be more unpleasant drunk, but... Alright, so that's not currency. The whiskey is not currency. Alright, you can quick travel. If you click on something and you're walking towards it and you click on it again, you'll just jump there. Solitary inhabitant. Drums. Light fixture. This little burned out, it's not burned, but this little brick structure reminds me of half of the little nothing structures in Phantom Pain. I have not been able to put Phantom Pain down. I continue to play that off stream, and I would be playing it on stream if we didn't already have a schedule for other games. This replay of the Phantom Pain, I'm just having so much fun with it. And I'm constantly running into little brick buildings that look like this just to grab a few resources off a shelf. Try and find some diamonds on the ground. I know it's out of context, but I gotta share something with Phantom Pain, about Phantom Pain. I don't remember the extent to which Quiet... I'm not gonna give any spoilers, so don't worry about this. You all know Quiet's a character in Phantom Pain, right? Anyways, Quiet, as you increase your bond level with her, when you're on the helicopter in Phantom Pain and Quiet's in the helicopter with you, she'll always tease a little bit. She teases a little bit. But as your bond level with her goes up, she teases more and more. And when you reach the max bond level with her, she just goes gaga eyes on you. It's crazy. Quiet will sit there, and she'll tease you. She'll lean in and just kind of stare at you and kind of blink a little. Every once in a while, she'll hang from the... She'll lean against some of the structures in the helicopter, and she'll just get right up in your face and stare at you. Sometimes she'll turn around and act like a cat and arch her back and stick her butt in your face. She does all these things. Anyways, that's not the point. Here's my Quiet moment. I'm falling for her, by the way. Quiet has just become my companion. I know how awesome D-Dog is, but Quiet is Quiet versus Quiet was awesome. Yes, Stephanie Justin, the mocap actor for Quiet, is a Twitch streamer, and I don't know if she was before Phantom Pain, but she has been streaming the Phantom Pain on Twitch, and she got up to the whole Quiet mission, and how cool was that? If any of you saw that, she put it up on YouTube if you wanted to check it out. I actually recorded it when I was watching. I was like, oh, I'm saving this in case she doesn't YouTube it. Stephanie Justin playing her own mission, watching herself. It was crazy. Anyways, here's my Quiet moment. Here's the thing. So Quiet's my girl now. Quiet's my girl now. And I've just fallen for her, and it's the googly eyes she makes and all of it. But here's our deal. Here's the thing. My mother base is overflowing with people now. I'm playing, I think, a lot better. I have way too many people. My different groups are all full, and my waiting room is full. So I keep having to go into my waiting room and fire people. So here's the image I want you to picture in your mind. It's taking a little bit to get to. I sit there in the helicopter for 10 or 15 minutes at a time, firing people. I have to go through the list one by one. You suck, dismiss. You suck, dismiss. And I'm slowly making my waiting room a collection of people with good ranks. So we've got all these good people in the waiting room, and we get rid of the useless ones. Well, my girlfriend Quiet is sitting there, and in the background, she does most of her stuff when you're on the menu screen. So you bring up the menu, and what you see through the translucent menu is Quiet making all these sexy faces at you in the background and trying to get up in your face. And here's what I'm picturing. I'm picturing some guy, which is Snake, doing his thing. You know, he's playing his games, he's looking at his phone, and in the background is his girlfriend trying to get his attention. So this is our little dynamic. I spend 15 minutes at a time firing people, and meanwhile, girlfriend sitting in the background trying to get my attention. It is the strangest thing, and it's a bonding thing. And I'm not talking about the bond level, I'm talking about in my head. This is increasing my personal bond level with Quiet. I sit there in the iDroid firing people from Mother Base, and in the background is my girlfriend trying to get my attention, showing me everything. Sorry, it's been on my mind. It's very distracting, very amusing if you're there.
Another camp inhabitant. He seems quite
Check out that
cool.
link Lamia posted. It's pretty cool.
What's he doing here all by himself? Hello.
Hello, son. Would you like to get a little closer to the fire?
Thanks, mister. This is a rather isolated part of the camp. What are you doing here?
Well, I'm waiting. That's all. Just waiting.
You're waiting. And what is it you're waiting for exactly?
Nothing in particular. The usual. For the fire to go out, for sunrise, for it to get cold again. I'm waiting for something to change, or for everything to stay as it is. I'm just waiting. You're too young to understand.
Yeah, Kim, I'm trying to get in her head. What's it like for her? She's hanging out in the helicopter for hours at a time, and she has to sit there and watch her boyfriend fire people. Oh, there he goes again. That's just my man. There he goes firing everyone. Oh, he's so big and important. Oh, look at him. And she just sits there making all these gaga faces at me, and it's such a trip. Kojima, you so funny. What have you done? Making me fall for a silent video game character. It's subtle too. I know people give her shit because she's just all TNA, but she's not. She does these things. She looks at you. She does these really subtle facial movements. She'll look at you, and she'll nod. It's like a 1 centimeter nod. She'll half blink her eyes, nod at you. It's this very tender acknowledgement from. I mean, I've fallen for a few video game characters over the years, but Quiet takes the cake. It's so well done. The subtleties of her interactions with Big Boss are just awesome.
It's starting to get cold. Where's your tent? Or your trailer?
Yes, I had a tent once. They issued me one when I decided to
Sorry to
enter the
mix this
refugee
up.
camp after the Great Wave. The trailer was out of the question. They went to the families with the best contacts. Ah, you know how it is. Even in purgatory, some people are more equal than others.
Well, Kim, she's easy to, she's obviously easy on the eyes, but there is this real complex and subtle dynamic to all of her interactions. Many, not all. Some of them are pretty simplistic and straightforward, but a lot of them are subtle and just. Guess I'll try opening it. You've piqued my curiosity. Right, me too. I see that too. Is the stream? The stream must be working for people, right? I wonder if Twitch is having issues just with their web host, web servers.
You say that you decided to enter the camp. Does that mean that people weren't forced to come here?
Oh, no. Of course not.
Daddy
Why
also
would they
thinks
have
the
to
stream is
force
down
us?
right now. I
The
noticed that a couple
catastrophe
minutes
hit
ago.
the city hard. Those of us who had lost our homes were invited to come here. In principle, it was temporary, just until the authorities got the situation under control and started rebuilding. We used to have food, water, and a place to sleep.
But now it's more like a prison camp than a refugee center. What happened?
I don't really know. I guess something went wrong. The new housing they promised us never got built. And in the end, the army seized control of the camp. The food ran out, and then the water supply. Nobody bothered to replace them. Seems like our lives didn't matter anymore.
I see.
In time, things in here started to get very ugly. There were riots, uprisings, and the army decided to close the gates of the camp without any notice. One day they decided that no one could enter or leave here. Well, actually, people still could. Enter, that is. Now, this is where anyone who gets in the way in the city ends up. Or anyone they don't know what to do with.
So, this has turned into something like a concentration camp.
That's right, son. That's exactly what it is. You know, it's funny. I remember when my father told us about the war in Europe, about all the persecution, deportations, those overcrowded cattle cars. That all sounded to us like an old movie, an old horror movie. And look at us now. I guess some things never change. They just stop being visible for long enough for us to forget about them.
Try to look at the main Twitch page. It's just a mess, but it is up the main page. Yeah, I don't know what's doing that. I bet people are sort of dropping out of chatty. The list is sort of shrinking here, so I don't know. There must be something going on. I'm not going to worry about it, but whatever it is, it's weird. Wifey's home. No more pageant for me. Okay, Yankee. Take care. Ouch, S7, that's cold. S7 says, so this game didn't have any money for art direction? I like the art style, man. You're not digging the art, huh? It's sort of a simplistic, cel-shaded. I have no problem with that. But...
And where's your tent now?
Not for everyone, I guess?
It was stolen from me a while back. They fetch a good price.
Kim, switching to coffee was a good idea. That helps.
Stolen? But how could anyone...
You seem to be new in the camp, am I right? These things happen nowadays. It's best to take things as they come. The reality of the new world is very simple, son. The soldiers and the moles do whatever they like on this side of the fence. And the hunter and his men run the black market and all the dirty rackets. I suggest you memorize all this.
Well, we met the hunter.
I've exchanged a few words with him.
He flee?
But I hardly know him. Yes. The man who protected me during all the shooting. He seems like someone with good connections and some answers. Could he know anything about the drug for treating the dissolved? Do you know where I can find him?
You can find him in those barracks at the back. That's his... well, let's say it's his logistics office. Now, the hunter is very dangerous. Watch your step around him and his men. I happened to meet his father when he was young. He was a violent, degenerate son of a bitch. A real asshole. And I'm afraid his son has followed in his footsteps.
Let's talk about something else. So tell me, is there any way to get out of the camp?
I'm sorry, son. The only way to get out of this camp is to know someone important who can pull strings for you. Or to become a camp mole. Those traitorous scumbags have gate passes.
I see.
I'm not surprised you want to get out of this shithole. You've no doubt got something to do or someone to find out there. Well, they say things are better in the city. That there's order and that things are starting to function again. But who knows? Well, at least they have Reverend Blake and the consolation of Suicide Park.
That doesn't sound like a very consoling place. Suicide Park. Suicide Park?
Suicide Park? What's that?
Just a song that drifts into the refugee camp from the other side of the fence now and then. And the first dark stars come out to hang from the sky. We could sit and count them together, you and I, when the sun departs from Suicide Park. I'm sure you still have some hopes, some dreams. I'm afraid you're just too young to understand it.
Reverend Blake, was that in Atkinson's notes? We heard something about Reverend Blake. Was it in those notes?
Who's Reverend Blake?
He's a preacher who sometimes comes from the city to bring us a little comfort. Now, some people make jokes about him, but many of us believe that he's a prophet. You should hear him speak sometime. His words etch themselves deeply into your soul. That's why he has so many followers inside and outside the camp.
And what was the extent of the Great Wave's impact? How are things beyond the city?
Message coming in.
I couldn't tell you.
Patching it
in the
through.
first days, the chaos was so
Welcome,
overwhelming.
Nate. Thank you for the host.
No one worried about anything beyond their own backyard. We victims were disoriented, cut off from the world. Then I came into the camp, and news from far-off places doesn't reach this prison. I'm afraid you'd have to leave here to get the answer to that question.
What are you seeing, Aaron? We were just talking about that. The Twitch seems a little buggy. What were you running into? I would love some more feedback. Pages weren't loading. Oh, you seem to have found your way here. Anyways, you're seeing a game now. Nice. Yeah, I don't know what Twitch is doing, but my chat app. Oh, you've got something? Nice. Thank you, Spider. How are you doing? Let's see. We're working to resolve issues preventing users from loading various pages on the site. Twitch support. Okay, it's real. There you have it. It is an acknowledged issue. Thank you, Spider. Cool. You opened a lot of browsers with your stream, and like the 50 to 55th worked. I'm glad it worked. Thank you for sticking it out, Aaron. Got a black screen with buffering. Oh, that's awesome. Hey, Divination. What's up? How you doing? Hello, hello. Hello, hello.
I should be going on my way. Have a pleasant wait, mister.
Well, I spent a lot of time standing next to that guy between talking
Dozens
about
of stored drums
Phantom Pain and actually talking to
the
him.
devil could be in them, and who might want to keep them here? Someone placed a bunch of those rusty drums.
It's a point and click.
Ugh. They smell like liquor and
All
industrial
dead
oil.
synchronicity.
Oh, Jesus. The cocktail of odors is nauseating.
Yeah, Yellow Bastard. Twitch apparently is having issues, and has acknowledged it. Twitch support has tweeted about it, so they're trying to get that all fixed. Since it's Twitch, there's absolutely nothing I can do. Long time no see since your 24-hour stream. Okay, Aaron, I can tell you the story so far. It's not much. We are this skinny guy who we think, we don't have memories. We think our name is Michael. We woke up in a trailer in the middle of the apocalypse. We don't know what happened. What apocalypse? Mr. Atkinson, Rod Atkinson, is there. He's been watching over us, apparently for a while. He has a wife and he has a son, and the son is sick, and they're hiding their sick son. They're also planning to kill themselves when their son dies. Why are they hiding their son? Their son is one of the dissolved. What are the dissolved? The dissolved are sick people, ostensibly sick people, who are being taken away from this a concentration camp. They're not calling it a concentration camp, although this guy did. We're not allowed to leave without a pass. What is it with the world? Something called the Great Wave happened and wiped out electricity and infrastructure and water supplies and everything. So the apocalypse in this case was caused by something called the Great Wave. We don't know really what that is. We've been asking people. We're not very far in. We don't know who we are. We don't know where we are. Not really. We don't know what the Great Wave was. Not really. But after the Great Wave wiped out society as we know it, people started to get sick, and they've been called the dissolved. There are also people known as blankheads. Apparently, we are a blankhead. So not amnesia. They're not calling it amnesia. They're calling us a blankhead. Additionally, there are blankheads that are far worse. We don't know what's going on or who we are. There are blankheads who don't remember how to walk, who don't remember how to eat. So there are some serious blankheads, and we haven't met any of them. We don't know much, so there's not much of the story I can tell you. Do we have a goal? Our goal is short term right now. We are trying to get a drug that is not available in the concentration camp, may be available outside in the cities to wealthier people, and the drug is supposed to cure the disease that creates the dissolved, and Rod wants it. Rod will help us if we help him. Spider, thank you for the host, man. Thank you. Spider, I'm gonna try and get my auto host working again properly. I wrap up my streams these days about an hour before Spider starts streaming at night, and it's been wonky for me. I want to host the Spider lots. I want to host the Bearded Spider as often as possible, but sometimes I'm hosting someone when I finish at 9, and then the auto host isn't working right later in the night. I'm gonna try and get that going proper. And if I don't think I can, I'm gonna hold off on doing a host tonight. Are you playing a game tonight, Spider? Sometimes I think what I'll do, if I can't get the auto host working properly, is just wait to throw a host a little later in the night. Anyways, it dissolves the dissolve. Sorry, I missed some chat there. Pone, welcome back. You got a blister. And so it's time to play Bloodborne in the most painful way I can. Yuck.
Okay, here goes.
Here goes what? What are we doing?
It's impossible to budge these drums at all.
Not true, you just
I
budged
don't know what
it.
they contain, but whatever it is, it weighs a ton.
I think he's confused about the definition of budge. Granted, he didn't pick it up. He did not move it across the way. He budged it. These things won't budge, says the man who just lifted it an inch off the ground. Light fixture.
This bright light leaves no doubt about where the entrance to the building is. There are some insects fluttering around it that end up getting scorched by the heat and dropping dead. It's a thick cable that runs along that building's roof, but I can't see it very well from here. It's too high.
Hey, Lance, you don't even know what was in those cookies, though. You make it sound like the cookies were a good thing. I'm not convinced that Entrobot's cookies were a good thing. I'm sure they tasted great. Yeah, pretty much. Dalek Entertainment, I think, is the name of the developer. What else have they done? Daedalic, how do you say that? I kind of know the name. I know they have other games. In fact, I think it was a sale on all the games from that developer. I don't remember on Steam or Green Man Gaming, but that's
He's
when I
behind
bought
the
it.
bar, and he serves the drinks. Now, I don't claim to be clairvoyant, but I'd swear this guy's the owner of the place.
Regulars. Oh, the Hunter. Hunter's been in here. Okay.
That's the background music for the establishment. The speaker is cranking out a dreary, droning country song, and it's getting on my nerves.
Actually, that's old school country. I'm not big on modern country, but old school country, roots, bluegrass. Come on, that's cool. That's good.
Most of these bottles have been opened, and they look like they've been reused hundreds of times. They're filled with a grayish liquid with a rather unappetizing appearance.
You want to hear country that drives me insane? Well, there's lots of it, but New Vegas, Johnny Guitar. I swear I nearly commit seppuku in New Vegas 100 times over because of that song, Johnny Guitar.
The cheerful patrons of the bar.
I'm playing New Vegas and I hear that song. I have to shoot someone.
But I can't tell what kind. I don't think he can.
That's
either.
the one, Deponia. That's what I was trying to think of, Yellow Bastard. I knew they had other titles I had heard of. Deponia. Thank you. Bone, I don't think you wanna go there.
That's the guy I was
Bone,
talking to during the shooting by the
I know you were just
What
joking.
did he say his name was? The Hunter?
But don't even fucking go there. Just drop it now, Pone. I know you're joking. I know you don't mean anything by it. But let's just throw that on the table. Don't go there, man. Don't go there. Thank you.
Stain from spilled drinks, rings from glasses and rust. The bartender looks out from the other side, seemingly bored and apathetic.
Okay. Okay.
Mike,
We're
my
family
friend,
here.
It's nice to see you again.
If you were just walking in off the street saying that, you'd have been out of
This is
here.
my friend Mike. He's new around here.
But
we met at one of the cleanup
family.
brigade's
It's
latest
good.
parties. Isn't that right, dude?
Don't
Pull
go
up
back
a
there,
seat
please.
And have a drink. We like to be hospitable to newcomers.
Something tells me I shouldn't accept that drink. That it's not a good idea. Not anymore. No thanks. I don't drink.
Okay, Mike. Whatever you say. But I'm not accustomed to people turning down a drink. At least, not in my own establishment. In front of my
Bone, I know you didn't mean
So
anything
tell
by
me,
it.
What brings
All
you
good.
here?
You don't need to justify it. It's okay. It was just a categorically bad joke. Just never a good idea to do the whole Nazis thing, even if you're joking. It's a terrible subject of jokes. Terrible subject for jokes.